Today I'm going to be trying to install these multicolor light strips. Type S from AutoZone special here. But yeah, I'm going to open it up, kind of get a feel for the wires and what I'm dealing with here. I'm already getting an idea of how I'm going to run it inside the Passat, but that may evolve a little bit as I start to look at what I got here. Or I may even have to go run and pick up some extra wire extensions. But I do have the main kit with two 4-inch strips of light, plus the plug-in pieces, either hardwired or to the cigarette lighter switch thing, and then two lengths of cable, 48 inches each. And then I got this splitter and extension kit. So I got two more 10-inch extension cables plus splitters, and then this 12-inch strip, which can be, I guess, cut into smaller pieces. So I'll get two 4-inch pieces for the rear, probably. All right, let's see what we can do here. Got the main thing open here, just taking a look at everything. This controller feels very cheap and delicate, but we'll see. I'm gonna use this one just to start anyway, while I figure out if I'm actually gonna try to make it like a permanent installation, because I do have a one of these plugs in my armrest that I don't use for anything else. So, oh man, I'm gonna have to like get in there and kind of like mock it up just to see how I'm gonna do this. That one's going over there. That one's going over there. I am gonna have to go get more stuff to do the back, because the way I want to do this, I don't want to have like a wire that runs up, goes to it, wire connects to it, and then runs across. I want it to have a splitter and also leave me an extra port in the front, because I think I may want to add a little something in here. So now I got to figure out how to get this wire out the bottom of this, out the side, so I can kind of run it along and just tuck it along the side, tuck it up underneath there. Feels like I should be able to just tuck it in there pretty deep and it'll probably stay. And let's see if I can do that. This should help me be able to run my wires. I used a, what is this? A T20. This little screw out from back there, and then the tabs. Just kind of pulled it out of there. Fished me a cable out from underneath here. Here, just got me a little poco jab and taped it on there. So that'll run along there. I'll put this up here. I'll tuck the extra in up there somewhere. Electrical tape it. Put my splitter on there. And run the cables to both sides. All right, did the same on this side. Pop that off to get this extension through. I'm gonna have to buy more wires to do it the way I want to do it, because I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to have it going zigzagging back and forth. So I have one that goes out the middle with a splitter and a wire to each side, and then there's also an extra port back there in case I want to like put a light in that box there. Now I'm gonna do a preliminary test before I start trying to button anything up. That one works, that one works. Okay, we're good. Now I will button it back up, run my cable, tuck it, and mount those LEDs. Putting this panel back in place, and you can see how I got my splitter there. So yeah, I wrapped the crap out of it with electrical tape, because one of the common negative reviews I saw was about the connectors, and they feel cheap, so seems like a good idea. Anyways, this is going pretty well. I'm gonna tuck that back up in there, and then move to the other side, put the panel back on, get the wires dangling out where I want them, and kind of measure them to where I'll be mounting the lights. Got it done. Looks pretty good. Gotta get pretty low before you can actually see the lights, which is awesome. I didn't want the actual bulbs to be visible, and they're not unless you're squatting. Yeah, the wires are all tucked away. It's still light out, so it's kind of hard to see it all the way, but look at that. Wiped the mounting spots down with rubbing alcohol first. So hopefully goes well. And then I got my wires zip tied up in bundles, and the splitter all taped up, so hopefully nothing can vibrate loose. I just gotta tuck this part in now, clean up all my junk, and then I guess in the next few days, get some extra stuff to do the back with. So the next day I went back to AutoZone, picked up, no, that's old, that's not what I picked up. I actually picked up these, 4 of those, a pack, 4 of those. These are separate little lights here. And then 4 24-inch extensions in one pack. And so what I'm gonna do is use these 2 for the lighting under the back seats. To be honest, I should have bought a bigger kit just to start with. It would have been easier, and now I'm like piecing together and overspending on multiple pieces, but whatever, it's fine. It's all gonna work out. These connectors, again, are delicate, and I'm gonna tape the ever-living turds out of these. A little dark, but what I'm doing is, got my T27 bit, and I'm taking these out to get the center console to lift up a little bit so I can feed wires in underneath right next to the seat, roughly, with just enough slack sticking out for it to slide forward and back. And on the passenger side, I got those 2 tabs out, and then the 2 T27 screws out, and this should lift up now. Yeah, that should be enough for me to get wires, feed something up in there. All right, let's try that. All right, I did not need to use this Poco jab right here. Did not need that. I just lifted the whole thing up in the back about an inch and fed them both in there. So I got both ends hanging in there now. And my light's hanging out over here, and I'll push this wire more over that way towards the seat, but the seats are all the way forward right now, so that wire will not be seen really. But I'll update the video once I've got it in its final. So I have got these 2 lined up roughly in the middle there. That I didn't do, which I should have done, was glue that connection into those lights, because it comes out very easily. It's pretty hard for me to reach down there and re-plug that in too. But I'm thinking maybe like a drop of super glue might be my only real solution for that one. There's a metal bar under there they're stuck to. I don't know. I'm gonna move them back for now and see if hopefully they don't unplug themselves. Okay, it seems like this side is good. I tucked the wire. It's not hanging. It's kind of like tucked into that piece of plastic right there. And it scooted all the way back. And it looks like it has just enough slack to go all the way back. Looking pretty good. I got this side buttoned up. Look at that. Yeah. Gotta finish up the other side. I got the back buttoned up. They're both lit. Fronts are lit. I wish I would have attempted to tape this up before I had it deep in here, and I don't really have any play left to pull it up out of there. So that's a thing worth noting. Before you do not have play left in your wires to pull things out and secure them, you should pull them out and either tape or even freaking glue those things together, because they freaking barely hold together. Now I'm gonna stuff it down in here and kind of like in there, out of the way of the e-brake movement stuff here. All right, I got it tucked back in there. I moved the e-brake assembly around. It doesn't move that much, like an inch or two. I don't think there's anything in there that's going to catch one of those wires, but I guess worst case scenario is I end up having to resplice a wire and then figure out how to rerun it, but I think it's going to be okay in there, tucked out of the way like that. And I got it buttoned up. That part is obviously not ideal, but I don't really use that for anything else. And I could put other stuff on top of it. And really, I'm only using blue, so I turn it on, it turns on. There's no wires poking out anywhere. I'm pretty happy with it. We'll add in some gratuitous glow pictures now here. After I make just a couple of reminder points on what I think you might want to consider before doing this kit. I wish I had realized sooner that these pull out, and so I could reconfigure the connections any which way I desire. Had I known that, I don't think I actually would have had to go back and buy anything else, extra things. Secondly, once you're certain you have these plugged in the right position, oh, freaking tape them, glue them, whatever. I mean, look, even this, well, it comes out real easy, these little connectors. It takes nothing to pull those apart, and I accidentally unplugged the ones in my back seat about 5 times while I was trying to reposition the wires. And once the little lights are glued into place, it is obnoxiously hard, very, very difficult to freaking get them plugged in like half blind underneath something. So yeah, I don't know, glue them, tape them. Before you even secure them in place, I would do it tucking, because you will tug on something, and if it is not secured, it will come unplugged. But all right, otherwise, turned out pretty well. Let's go for some glow pictures.